Um, this is my very small studio space at my home, but I quite like working in this small space, even though it means I've got to produce small work. Yeah, I just like the space. I like the fact that of its aspect and the light and the windowsill. I like the windowsill. Keep changing stuff on there all the time. This is the messy desk where things get put together, painted, cast objects are made. Yeah, this is the studio. There's the whippet. Bits and pieces of my master's stuff. This is a particular piece I really like. This now. I made this about the Anthropocene and about the fact that we're still, well, the billionaires are flying off to space in order to look down on this Earth that we're already trashing, and they're spending billions when billions could be spent looking after each other. Yeah, I've just taken some of this work down from a display in an empty Debenhams store in Llanelli in Trostre. This is Luna. It's just a cast circle. It was accidental cast. I just cast pores sometimes, and I just pour it onto glass, and I did a freehand drawing of the moon, and it's called Luna. So that's just a freehand drawing on plaster in a box frame. Yeah, somebody saw my work in the window, but there was no explanation about what the work was about, and when I explained what the work was about, they kind of said, well, it would have helped to understand it. So this works more about my responses to being alive on the earth at this time, and in my response to landscapes, particularly local landscapes in the Upper Swansea Valley, which was a heavily industrialised area, now post-industrial obviously. This particular one, called Hydra, is about the rewilding of the landscape of Penwyllt, which is in the Upper Swansea Valley. Hydra refers to the action of the water, which first of all was meltwater from the Ice Age, which carved out the glacial valleys. It's also dissolved away the limestone and created a huge cave system in Penwyllt. And water's involved over millions of years, because the limestone itself was formed in the seas of a distant Earth many millions of years ago, an Earth that we wouldn't recognise now. So I've used some of the limestone, a cast of a Hydra shape. There's a cave in one of the cliff faces which looks like that shape. Yeah, so that's Hydra. And this piece here, as I move away, it's like a figure. It's called the landscape thinking of the sea it came from. And it's got, again, the elements of limestone, which has been weathered. I've also added some seaweed and some shells from the Swansea Bay. This is a cast representing the sea and the earth and all things dynamic which are out of our control. A head that's dreaming of landscape, and copper wire leading to a cast of lichen. Yeah, so the copper wire is also significant because copper was produced in large quantities in the Swansea Valley, the lower Swansea Valley in Swansea itself, and it couldn't have been made without the raw ingredients from the limestone and gritstone of Penwellt. So there's lots of layers of meaning. So I hope this is kind of explained a little bit about my process and why things end up looking at the way that they do. That's another lichen, but I used a fritter glass, and my collection of rocks, and I've got a large collection of fossils. So I integrate all of these elements along with casting and painting and drawing on plaster, and I just carry on making. Whether anybody connects with it, I hope they do.